Hey guys, Canman here. In this video, I'm going to be opening a full box of LEGO minifigures Series 21. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So, the first pack appears to be the Violin Kid. So here's the Violin Kid all built up. I forgot to mention, but I will be reviewing all 12 minifigures after I'm done opening all of the packs. So stay tuned for the individual, more in-depth reviews of each figure. So let's see what this next one is. It feels like there's something pretty large in here. I don't know what that might be. Oh, yup. This one is the Centaur. Looks like some of these pieces are in their own individual bag. So here's the Centaur lady. I find it kind of funny that she comes with a minifigure base when half of her figure is not even on it. Pretty nice looking figure though. I really like that arm printing on the side there. And this Centaur mold has some really nice design. I like the tail at the back there. And then of course the minifigure just attaches like it does to a normal leg piece. The torso just goes into there. So, next pack, let's see what's inside of here. Aha, the Ladybug. So here's this Ladybug figure. She looks pretty nice. I like these new wings on the back here. Also, that little design for a Ladybug on the 1x1 round tile looks pretty nice. Alright, on to the next pack. I wonder if we're going to get any duplicates then. This one, yup, is another Violin Kid. So here he is again, although this one looks like it has slightly better torso printing. The other one seems a little faded compared to this, so there might be some differences between the torso printings. So on to the next pack. Hopefully this one will not be another duplicate. But let's see. Yup, that's a new one. This is the Alien Criminal. There's one more piece stuck in here somewhere. There we go. So here's the Alien minifigure, and for those of you who are wondering, the head and that oxygen mask type thing are actually a single mold. They are not separate pieces. So let's see what this next pack is. This one appears to be the Castaway. So yep, this one was the Castaway minifigure, with a really nice new hermit crab mold, and also some pretty cool dual molded legs. There is also a little tattoo on this arm here. So next one, I'm hoping it's the Space Cop. I really was looking forward to getting that one. But let's see. Nope, looks like the dog costume guy. So here's the dog costume guy. It's actually interesting that this is the first time we've gotten someone in a dog costume. And this one is designed to be like a pug. Also, I believe it's the first time that we've gotten mid-legs in a non-Harry Potter CMF series. Pretty interesting figure. Alrighty, let's see what this next minifigure pack is. It appears to be the Warrior. I don't really know what that one's technically called. Just some sort of ancient warrior, I believe. So this one actually has two pretty nice new molds, one for the headdress and then one for this kind of weapon here. Also, there's a lot of crazy printing on here that we'll get a better look at later on. Next up is another big one, so I have a feeling this one is about to be a duplicate Centaur. Oh, nope. This one actually seems to be the airplane costume girl. Once again, some of her pieces are in a separate bag. So here's the airplane girl. Not too much special about this one. I mean, there is this nice, huge new mold for the airplane, and there are some interesting part recolors. Alright, on to the next pack. Hopefully this one is still something new. Ah, yes, it is the Space Cop. So here's the Space Cop minifigure. This one is definitely really cool. There's a lot of nice pieces in here, and it's very reminiscent of a classic LEGO Space Police minifigure. There's even a nice updated rendition of a classic smiley face. Really looking forward to looking at this one in closer detail. So now I believe I'm only missing a few. Only hope that I'm able to get them in these next few packs. Nope. This one just is a duplicate of the Ancient Warrior. Still a very nice minifigure with, like I said before, some really awesome detailing all over the torso and legs. Alright, let's open up this next one and see what's inside here. Another alien. I'm not too upset about that, as this is one of my favorite figures in this series. Alright, let's see if we can finish this out and get the last figures I need very soon. This one, yup, is the Beekeeper. This figure is really nice with a new mold for the helmet/hat here. However, this little can here is not a new mold. I believe there's a song about that somewhere. Alright, let's hope we can keep this going and get another new one here. This one is just another Space Cop. Not too upset about that, as this one is also one of my favorites. Alright, here we have another big one, so probably going to be a duplicate of either the Centaur or the Airplane Girl. Nope, wrong once again. I'm always wrong when I talk about these big ones. This is the Dolphin Trainer. Once again, parts of the figure come in their own individual, clear little baggie. This one is really cool. I especially like that it comes with a dolphin in a new color, but the figure itself has some really nice details. Alright, so I believe there's only one left that I need. However, this one I'm fairly certain has to be a duplicate. Yup, this one is another of the Lady Centaur minifigure. Once again, a very awesome one that I'm not too upset about getting a second one of. We're slowly narrowing it down. Hopefully we'll get the last one fairly soon. Aha. This, I believe, is the last one I need from Series 21. This also has those parts in a separate bag. So yep, this is the last one I need, and coincidentally was one of the first figures to leak from this series. Very interesting one, a lot of really nice detailing, which we'll take a closer look at in just a few minutes now, since there's not too many packs left. So now that I have all of them, pretty much all of them will be duplicates now, so let's just see what I'm gonna get. Looks like another Castaway right here. Once again, a very nice figure with some cool printing, and it's really cool to get another one of that Hermit Crab. Alright, let's go ahead and see what's inside this next one. What figure is that? Oh, it's another of the dog suit guy. Some of those pieces are being stuck in the bag. There we go. Not really too much extra to say about this one right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and move right on to the next bag. This one really feels like another big one, so maybe it's another airplane? I don't know. Struggling to get it out, though. Yup, this one is another airplane costume minifigure. So with this one, here is the figure separate from the airplane and also with the helmet on instead of the hairpiece. Alright, on to the next minifigure, which I believe, yup, this one is my third Centaur. This is actually another one that I'm pretty happy to get multiples of, because it would be pretty cool for a, like, fantasy mock to have multiple Centaur people. Alright, this next one is my third alien minifigure. Pretty nice. Glad to have another one of this minifigure. By the way, I'm assuming he's supposed to be a criminal because of the crowbar, and I believe I saw somewhere that's what he's called. Maybe not for sure, but I'm pretty certain he is. I mean, just look him in the eyes. Pretty sketchy looking character, if you ask me. Alright, let's see what this one is. Nice. Another Beekeeper. It is actually pretty cool to get multiples of this one, because I could kind of build a little beekeeping room using a bunch of these 2x2 tiles. Alright, we're getting there. There's only few left now. This one is another Beekeeper. 2 in a row. Nice. Really, I'm getting to the point where I don't have much else to say about these until the review. So, yeah, another Beekeeper. This next pack, let's see what is inside. It is yet another Castaway minifigure. Not too much to say, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pack. So, next up here, let's see. It is another Warrior. Like I've said before, very detailed minifigure, and I guess it is pretty cool to get quite a few of these. So this next pack, let's see what is inside. It is another of the dog costume guy. So not the best one to get too many extras of, but it is still a cool minifigure nonetheless. This one feels pretty big. I suspect it's another dolphin. Let's see. Yup. I'm correct this time, it is another dolphin. I guess now I can start to amass an army of dolphins. That is, unless this one is another dolphin trainer, but no, this is another airplane girl. So let's see what's in this next pack. Hopefully I didn't cut through anything, that would be a real shame. No, looks like that cloth piece is intact. Thank goodness, I would really hate to do that. This is one that personally I could care less about getting a second one of, but oh well. Alright, we're down to the final 5. So, let's see what is in this 5th to last pack. It is another, sorry about that, of the Ladybug costume. This one is actually, I'm very happy to get an extra of, because that means I get more Ladybugs, because this figure actually comes with a spare one, as well as the original. Okay, 4th pack. Let's see if we're going to get any other cool duplicates. Looks like we are. Another of the Space Cop. Very cool. I might have to make like a Space Police mock or something with all these figures. I'm starting to notice that Series 12 actually has a lot of figures that are easily massable and you can use a lot of. Alright, 3rd to last pack. This feels like a big one. I did not even cut into it. Whoops. Alright, let's see what this one is. And, oh wow, I guess I was wrong. This isn't that much of a big one actually. It's just another of the Dancer. Oh no, I can't really tell for sure, but I think I might have cut into this one. That's really unfortunate. At least it's not that big of a cut. Like, it doesn't really ruin the thing. Well, even though I did cut into it, at least it is my 3rd one, and it wasn't my favorite figure to begin with anyways. Still unfortunate. Alright, the 2nd to last one. Not gonna be as hasty with the cut this time. And this one is another Ladybug minifigure. Alright. Seems like I'm getting some bad luck at the end here. You might be able to see there's some scuffs on the headgear there, as it is kind of rubbery. Some scratches, but then also just some brown marks. Like, there's no way I could have made those with the scissors, so I don't know. Let's hope that the very last pack here is a good one. Alright. The very last Series 21 pack I'm going to open is another of the Alien. Nice. Pretty happy with that. It is a very nice minifigure. So if any of you have counted along, you know there is actually one more that I still need to do. Well, I actually did it already at the beginning, but I wasn't sure if I was going to add it in or not, but I've decided I will. That's because when I opened it, it actually went really wrong. So it was another Violin Kid, but the head actually bounced out of my light box and rolled away, and I cannot find it. I will find it eventually, but right now I cannot. So just know I would have another Violin Kid, but his head is gone. And this was actually the first pack that I opened as well. Now I'm gonna add them all together and show you how many I got of each, and then I will review each of the 12 minifigures individually. So here are all 36 minifigures. This is what a full box will look like. There will be 3 of every character except for the Alien and the Dolphin Trainer. The Alien has 4 minifigures, and the Dolphin Trainer only has 2. So now I'm going to do a close-up look at each one of these minifigures. So the first minifigure here is the Alien Criminal. And like I pointed out earlier in the video, the head mold is all one piece. This black breathing mask is not separate from the green head. While we're here though, we can take a good look at the side arm printing and side leg printing. Some very nice stuff with some black lines going down on each. This figure also has a gunmetal gray crowbar for the accessory. Some nice torso printing. And I like how those lines on the torso continue down onto the legs. This figure also has a Chima crystal in that translucent light blue color. And then also some nice printing on the back side of the head here with some green spots. There is also a couple of white spots on the eyes to represent the pupils. This figure also has some back torso printing, which looks pretty cool. And then some black bumps sticking out the back of the head. The head also has some ridges going down the front there. No extra pieces for this one, but I really think the head here is the standout of the figure. It's a very unique mold, unlike really any other alien head we've gotten before. Next up is the Violin Kid. He just has normal short legs and then this plain black hair, a dark brown Harry Potter wand, supposed to represent whatever that thing is called that you move back and forth over a violin. He also has some very interesting torso printing. It's a green hoodie, or dark green, over what appears to be a white shirt with a bunch of the Blacktron 2 logo. LEGO always reference Classic Space, but never really bring it back. The violin is a nice new mold with some very nice printing on it, with some shiny strings, and just some cool design overall. The figure also has a frustrated looking face, but then there is an alternate face, as well as a very small amount of back torso printing. But on his alternate face, he looks a lot more peaceful and into the music. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you also get an extra of the dark brown wand. Here we have the Castaway minifigure, who has a very nice new mold for a hermit crab for his accessory. It also uses the poop piece in white for the shell, but that can actually just detach from the back of this hermit crab mold, which just has a little pin there. And then there's a hollow stud in white, which then attaches like so and gives it the shell. There's also an anti-stud underneath, and some molding to represent some little legs for it. This guy also has a translucent green message in a bottle, with a printed piece of paper inside. Then moving that slightly out of the way, you can get a better look at his blue and yellow dual-molded legs, which have some nice printing on them, and they look pretty torn and damaged. He also has a very nice clamshell necklace, printed onto his torso. Not much to see from this side or the back, but this arm does have a tattoo of an anchor on it. Also, this minifigure has a more detailed facial expression, which you can see better by removing this dark brown beard and hair piece. And that expression has some scruffy beard and also a bruise on one side of the head. But that's pretty much all there is to that. This figure comes with an extra of the poop piece in white, and then the hollow white stud. Next up is the Space Cop, who has this very nice printed shield here. This is police on it. However, I'm going to remove that so you can get a better look at the figure itself. The figure has some very nice white and black dual-molded legs, and on the hips there's a little gold spot. This figure also has some very bulky armor with a golden Space Police logo. He has a red visor, which you can lift up and see a nice recreation of a classic smiley face. However, it is slightly different. There's also a badge print on top of the helmet. He has some black handcuffs. Then on the back, the armor has a gun attached to it, as well as this little police siren type thing. Both are removable because they're only clipped on, of course. This figure also has an alternate face, on which he looks quite a bit more angry. And he also has some very nice back detailing, which is covered by the armor. So with that removed, you can see this nice police logo. And then on the front, a very, very classic looking torso print. Also with some nice black, white, and gold detailing. Forgot to mention that figure also has an extra translucent red visor, an extra lightsaber handle in black, extra of the black handcuffs, and an extra translucent blue police siren round thing. Next up is the dog suit guy, who is dressed up like a pug. He has some tan mid-legs with some nice toe printing, a bone in teal, pretty plain looking torso, but it does have a bandana print, a very cute looking helmet mold, and then here's what that looks like from the back, little tail printed as well. This figure does have an alternate face, where his mouth is closed but his tongue is sticking out. unlike his front face where his mouth is open and his tongue is hanging out. This figure also just has an extra teal bone as its accessory. Next up is the Beekeeper, who has a very nice new helmet mold with a smoky clear screen on the front, some printed honey stains on his torso, some just gray lines on his legs, an upside-down coffee mug with one of those action stand pieces on top to represent some sort of watering can. I don't really know. He also has this 2x2 tile printed to look like a honeycomb pattern, some sort of beehive interior. There are a couple bees printed on it. Then looking at the back of this figure, there is a bit of back torso printing, and there is an alternate face on which he looks so focused, his tongue is sticking out. And then here's a better look at his front face. Pretty much the same, just without the tongue. This figure has the light bluish-gray action stand as the extra piece. And here's the Ladybug costume. This figure has some nice printing with some black spots, and also a recolor of this headgear piece. Some nice face printing as well. And for her accessory, she has this leaf with a little 1x1 ladybug on it, which is also the spare piece of this minifigure. Pretty nice print. This figure also has a new mold for its wings, which is very cool to get and quite interesting. There is no back torso printing, but turning this around, you can see the alternate face. Oh, kind of. It cooperates. There we go. On which she looks quite a bit more happy and expressive than on the front face. Next up is this Ancient Warrior, as I've been calling him. He has some really cool toe printing, some side leg printing. His legs are not actually dual molded though. There's some cool back printing, really nice arm printing, and then really, really phenomenal torso printing, and then also on the legs and the hips. I know I've just said printing a lot, but I mean, this figure really does have great printing. There's also that really nice shield design there, and a new mold for a weapon of some sort. Very interesting. Also, a new headdress piece in pearl gold with quite a bit of other colors printed on it. He looks quite angry on this front facial expression, but he does have an alternate one, on which he looks a little more peaceful. He also has no extra pieces. Next up is the Dolphin Trainer, who I'm just going to go ahead and show you her accessories so I can move them out of the way. First up is this white surfboard, which has quite a bit of nice printing on it. There's some coral and black printing, some interesting designs as well, but other than that, just a normal surfboard piece. Then she just has a white paddle for the other accessory. Pretty much your standard Lego oar or paddle piece. Now, she also has this as your life jacket, which she can just wear like a normal minifigure. That would go over the neck. But anyways, here's the actual figure. She has some very nice dual-molded legs that look like swim trunks, a very, very nicely detailed torso print, super cool image there, pretty happy-looking face, and a nice hair-hat combo with a little bit of printing on the front. There is also some back torso printing with a logo, and then this minifigure has an alternate face on where she's wearing some shades. Also included with this figure is a dolphin in sand blue, which is a really nice recolor to get, but other than that, it's the normal dolphin mold, not too much else special to it. It can just kind of attach to something like so. Very nice inclusion, though, to get such a large piece in a CMF bag. Next up is this Centaur Woman. She has a bow, a red apple, and a quiver. The Centaur mold that was introduced earlier in 2020 with the Harry Potter centaurs. Very nice, there's some studs on the back. She also has some arm printing, as you can see there. A pretty nice facial print there, as well as some nice torso printing on the front. And she does also have a back torso and back facial printing, which you can see there. The back torso printing isn't really much, but the back facial printing does look a little bit different. Next up is this little girl in an airplane costume. I mean, that's it. She's just wearing this red airplane, which is a very nice cartoonish style. There's a stud on each wing, and this propeller on the front, which can't spin very well, but you can turn it. However, I'm going to go and remove the figure so you can get a better look at her. Real quick, though, here is the airplane piece. There's another stud there, and then you can just see how the legs would go through. This figure has very minimal torso printing. There's a few badges on the front there, and then also on the face, there's just a little bruise. Not really much to see on the back. I mean, there is a nice propeller logo. And there is an alternate face, which you can see with the helmet removed. Speaking of which, an alternate hairpiece is included, but it's just this pretty simple ponytail piece in medium nougat. The extras for this minifigure are some of these dark tan goggles for the helmet, and then a black propeller piece. So finally is this dancer minifigure. She has a microphone stand there, which has a detachable microphone, which is the same as the one in her hand. She also has very sparkly torso and leg printing. I don't know if you can see it, my camera might not be good enough, but if I kind of catch the light like that, you can probably see it. Also some nice dual molded legs. Even the microphones are a little bit sparkly. Then there's this crazy looking headdress with some more sparkles, and some nice looking leaves. And then there's also this very sparkly waist cape on the back here, which you can kind of move up and down. The underside is not as sparkly, but there's what the legs look like, and then there's the back torso printing. And then here is the minifigure's alternate face. And then that just attaches, normally how it would. It just goes over those leg pieces. Then the alternate parts for this minifigure is a small black rod that went with the stand, as well as this hollow stud, which also went with the microphone stand. Also, real quick, here is the check sheet. As you can see, they kind of made the figures a bit larger to fill the space from the missing figures. Still looks very nice, though, overall. And on the other side, it just shows you how to build a few of the minifigures. So overall, I actually really love this series. I'm very disappointed that they did bring it down to 12, but I still think all 12 of these are pretty good figures. Some of them are really good. I mean, these two at the front are probably my favorites. They're both some phenomenal figures. Some of them I wish were a little better. Like the Violin Kid could have used something more to him. Maybe his hairpiece should have been in a new color. I don't know. I don't have too many complaints, though. So I'd rate this one 9 classic smiley faces out of 10. Very good series in my opinion. And I'm very happy to have quite a few extras of all of these figures. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it, opening up all the packs and reviewing the figures. It probably is going to end up being quite a long video, but oh well, there's a lot to look at here, I guess. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you did. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.